Hello everyone, welcome to Blue Dragon Actual. This would be a very short video on the method of teaching that we follow in Blue Dragon Universe. So actual exams are over. I hope you had a good result. And if you do not have a good result, if you have not passed the exam, it's just a matter of time, and you will be passing the exam. These days the exams are easier. The checking has gotten easier. Although this time couple of papers from IFOA were difficult. The pass rate has reduced in those papers, and people have reached out to us saying, there are they failed by very less marks. But in actually, failing is failing. If you fail by zero point 0.5 marks, that is still a fail. And IFOA do not allow review of paper based on if you believe that the marks is lower. So there is no point going there until unless there is a circumstance which they call mitigating circumstance. For example, your internet is not working, or your material is not working for some reason, you are not able to open Excel, right? So then you can say, yeah, this is not fair, and then you can pass that information, and then they will evaluate that, and it is also very costly, and that evaluation is quite costly. But there is no such review of your paper, right? And we have seen that the examiner one and examiner two has given different marks, but that is how it is. That is the practical life. In one examiner mark you might have passed, another examiner mark you have failed. But even if you have, as I mentioned, even if you have failed by zero point 0.5 marks, it's still a fail. And stop taking all of these things to heart. I mean, these are very normal things, and once you start working, and possibly when you work at senior level like I do, you will feel that these are just very trivial things. You'll get stuck at so many things, and then you'll solve those things, and then again you'll get stuck at so many things that you'll understand how simple and trivial these papers are, and how big we used to make this when we were much younger, right? But that is what we call maturity. So my team wanted to make a small presentation on the method of teaching, because many times we get questions on this, and my team felt that if we can form a clear plan and share that with the rest of the world, right? So when I was creating Blue Dragon Universe, I never thought of it as purely an actual coaching center, because that is why I never used FIA with my name, although I'm a qualified actuary, because I believe my name stands for so much more. And that is the reason our company is called Blue Dragon Universe. It is not Blue Dragon Actuarial as such. Although this YouTube channel is Blue Dragon Actual, so it is only related to actuary, right? But sooner or later we might venture into other fields as well. For example, say MBA, or bank PO, right? So all the fields that I have tried and tested in my career, and of course artificial intelligence. But actually is always the backbone of all of this, and I felt that there is a reason that I have done well in other spheres. That is because my method of study has stayed the same, and based on that method of study we have created the Blue Dragon Universe. However, it is different from what is propagated by other coaching centers. So many people who come to us and have studied from other coaching center, they are dissatisfied there, but somehow they have this thought process or programming that this is how we are also going to teach, and that is absolutely not the case. We have a different method, and as I mentioned, most of the actual coaching center people, they are either working at very junior level, or they are not working at all. And because actually is a professional course, you should always take advice from a person who is working, who has worked for a long duration. That person might have retired, that person might have gone to some other field right now, but they must have some working experience. Otherwise, that does not make sense. And many times people are misguided by them, by lure of high salary or everything else. So you always should seek or seek interaction with people who have worked in this field for longer duration, who have at least seen middle management level, like manager, or senior manager. Otherwise, people who are working at analyst level, senior analyst level, or junior analyst level, they themselves are learning actually, and how can they teach? Which I have seen, like multiple podcast people who are at very junior level is coming and saying wrong things, which do not work in the world of actuary. So that is the reason that I am making this video. At the same time, There are, because this is the peak time when people will start registering. So I feel that this is also right time, because people can make an informed decision and spend their hard-earned money properly. So what is the method of teaching that will follow in Blue Dragon Universe? So this is our responsibilities. We explain each and every line of the book. That is because that is how I have studied. And most of the courses, I think, then CS1, every course is recorded by me. Even in CS1, I am recording the R section. So all these courses are recorded by me, and that's why I go through each and every line. I try to understand each and every line of the book, and that is why I have in-depth knowledge, and those knowledge are required when you go up the order or up the ladder. Because I have seen many people who struggle. They have cleared exam, but they do not have the knowledge. And probably you have also seen that if you have spent some time in the actual field. So you'll see mostly people will give superficial answer, but that clarity, which is very, very important in actuary or any other field, like I believe clarity is the most important thing that work in real world. The more clear you are, the higher up the society you would be, right? So that is why I explain each and every line of the book. Of course, we will solve many doubts, and we'll also teach you question solving techniques, right? So these are our primary responsibility. The main thing that I would like to focus on is explaining each and every line of the book. We do not study like this section is not important for exam. This section has never been asked for last 3 years. We do not study like that, right? Because our goal is to do well professionally, not to pass exam. That was our goal in class 6, 7, 9, 10, 11. There our goal is to pass exam, get good marks. But here our goal is not to get good marks. Here our goal is to use that knowledge when we get professional responsibilities, right? So that is why learning from each and every line of the book is very important. If you're not doing that right now, right, then you will be caught, and you'll be taken to task by your manager or someone else, that you do not have knowledge in this, and you are not able to do some task which you are supposed to do based on your credentials. So these are the three things that I like to highlight. Of course, based on the feedback that I've got, people want us to check the mock papers. Although I personally feel that your paper and the suggested solution is given, in IFO or IAI, so you can check it from there. But we've seen that most of the people demand this, so we have added this. So we are going to check two of your mock papers. If you are going to send it to us, right, by a certain time, so maybe if the exam is in September, because we will take some time. Suppose you are sending this mock papers, then we'll take some time because we are also busy with different other work. So you have to give us around 7 days at least. And if you are kind of solving the paper, then send those papers to us, and within 7 days we can revert back to you, right? And of course, we are going to send you some regular thought-provoking questions. So this is something that we've started last diet, and we've received very good feedback. For example, in SP2, I just sent out a question like how the discount rate is calculated, right? And many people gave very wrong answers, right? So then I shared that method with them, like this is how the discount rate is calculated. We already have some videos in our actual YouTube channel, this YouTube channel, about that. And I shared those videos, and then they understood that. So we keep on leveraging those aspects, and keep on sending more questions related to a paper, so that you can answer those. And you can also feel, if you have answered it well, then you can feel that, yeah, I'm getting to that level where I can handle professional responsibility, not only to clear exam, but we can handle professional responsibility at the same time. If you're not doing well, you need to take a step back and say, maybe I'm doing well in papers, but yeah, I'm not ready for professional responsibility. So Blue Dragon Universe is the only actuarial coaching center which can teach you both, because all of us who are kind of heading the Blue Dragon Universe are at very senior levels, unlike most of the other coaching centers. So that is where we make the difference, right? So we are going to continue with this doubt clearing. Of course, this is very important because people have doubts. So of course, it is relevant for theoretical papers. For CP2 and CP3, you can send us question every time, like 24 cross 7 through this email, and also it is relevant for theoretical papers as well. So you do not have to wait for weekend doubt clearing. Anytime you have a doubt, send us this question and we are going to respond back to you in 24 hours, right? So that is how it is. For CP2 and CP3, we are not going to have any explicit doubt clearing session because I think those papers are very simple and the videos are very well structured. In fact, we have in CP2 and CP3, we have covered a pass candidate paper and a failed candidate paper and drawn the difference between these two. So I think it's very well structured paper and it is also very smaller papers. It can be done with other papers. That's what I suggest to everyone. If you have one paper that you have failed and maybe you failed very close by 2 marks, 3 marks, although there is no guarantee that you will be passing next time, even if you have failed by 1 marks or 0.5 marks, but that means that you have some knowledge and you do not need to devote your entire time. So that is the only time you can maybe take another paper, which is a practical paper like CP2, CP3. In our time, there was a restriction that you cannot appear for this paper until unless you clear the CT series or CP1. But in this time, there is no such restriction. So you can easily do that, right? So doubt clearing is very important for all of us. And I also have learned a lot based on the questions that have been asked in this doubt clearing sessions. So it is relevant. But the point I want to highlight is you did not have to wait till the weekend. You have a question or you might be going out on weekend, send us those questions and get a response to that on 24 hours. But what is very important for you is think through, right? Just because you have a question, do not send it to us. Think through. That way you will develop yourself more, right? Think through the question and then send the try to find the answer for that. Even if you are not able to find, then after thinking through, send the question to us, right? It should not be a trivial question. It should not be what is term policy, right? That is not what we expect from a student, right? But if you know what is term policy and you are struggling to understand why there is no surrender value in term policy, write that question to us and we can respond back, right? And these are your responsibilities. So first we you need to go through the videos, right? That the videos have a definite thought process. You cannot skip through the videos. You have to listen to it, go slow through the videos, maybe rerun those videos. If you are not clear on one video, try to go through it multiple times, right? Then our videos are no way substitute for the book. It is not that you have gone through the video and you can appear for the exam. So that is why you always have to study the book. Video will make the concept easier for you, but then when you study the book, then you are going through same concept twice, right? In a short span of time, and the concept will be very, very clear, right? That is what you should focus on, clarity on concept. And then after going through the book, you can obviously, if there is still some question, you can ask. But as I mentioned, first think the answer, right? And then ask the question. Then you will ask good questions, right? And you will have that problem solving attitude developed in you, which is very, very important in professional world, right? And what I feel it's very important to pass the exam is fast practice papers. And in that sense, we have already mentioned that if you have mock papers, if you want to attempt mock papers, and if you want to send it to us, you can send two mock papers to us. We are going to evaluate that and respond back to you in 7 days, right? So that is what it is. But practicing past paper is your responsibility. It is not my responsibility to force you to practice past papers. Once again, that is not professional approach. You have to do it on your own, right? So you have to practice past papers. And finally, what we stand against, we do not study from notes. Neither I have studied from notes, nor any of my partners have studied from notes, and that is something that we strongly discouraged. That is how we create paper actually, and Blue Dragon Universe is not for paper actuaries. Malpractices like revision note sharing, this is something that has been brought up to by team members that people ask for. Do sell revision note? We cannot sell revision note because revision note is a copyrighted material. We are a private limited company which are audited every year, and maybe few coaching centers are doing that. They are doing this incorrectly. There can be any day there can be a legal case against them, and they are probably also not a private limited company, so they are not audited and they are not subject to compliance like we are. So we do not sell any revision note, neither we are going to sell any revision note in the future. If you want a revision note, the best thing is to buy from India IAI, or you can also buy from Acted BP site. Do not ask us for revision note. we firmly stand against that. And if someone, some student asks about revision note, we also doubt that person ethics, because I feel that you are smart enough to understand that this is not how you should purchase materials, right? So if you have done that, I think you have done it incorrectly. You cannot go back in past and change it, but of course, you should not do that in future, right? As actuaries, we should be very ethical, and integrity is part of our actual code, right? So that is something that you should, introspect about yourself if you have done that in the past. And we firmly stand against forming any group to pass exam papers during live exam. These days, exams, we are back moving back to the offline setup, and this is probably not possible. But even for papers like CP2, CP3, which might be done online, we are not going to create any group and say, all these papers are, we are going to solve that, help you solve papers. That is not something we do. As I mentioned, we are a very ethical company. Whatever we do it very uh, courageously, right? Without cheating or without promoting any sort of malpractice. So these are some things that you should not expect from us. And if you are asking that question once again, maybe in future we might refer your name to IFO or II for to take a look upon your membership, because we do not, until now we have not done that, because we feel somehow might be too harsh for the student. But if this thing continues, because I've seen this growing repeatedly every exam diet. So if some coaching center is promoting this, then you can share the name of that coaching center along with evidence. We can take legal steps against them. If some people are doing that, right, and you are aware, you can send us the name. So we want a clean and pure actual world. We do not want people with malpractices and unethical practices in this field, right? It is our responsibility to keep this world clean, because we are will be the ultimate beneficiary from this, right? So that's it. That is what I wanted to propagate in this, right? And even if you do not purchase any course from us, that is absolutely fine. You may not like our method of teaching, so that is absolutely fine. But do well in your exam. Always remember that actually is a professional course. It is not an exam course where you just pass the exam and say I have passed the exam, and like you do, like write motivational post in LinkedIn. Do that when you are able to solve a problem that nobody in your department was able to do, right? You can share a motivational post then, but just passing exam is just bare minimum in actually. Always remember this. And I've tired saying this, but I hope that gets through the thick skull of Gen Z. So that is how it is. And along with that, I'll just like to say two more things and then close this video. So first is, we have this in actual channel. Sometimes we receive questions, and we have this playlist called Concept Made Easy, where the videos are maybe more shorter, and there are multiple concepts that has been discussed here. And sometimes we ask or we get questions about, can we say demo videos or anything. So all the demo chapters and demo videos are present in the link. If you go to Blue Dragon Universe website, which like if I show you the Blue Dragon Universe website, so this is how the Blue Dragon Universe website is. And sometimes I've seen the people are struggling to find the courses, which is kind of very clearly and evidently written here. So you can check all these courses. These are initial papers, and these are higher papers, and we do special courses, right? Even the special courses, we're going to standardize that. For example, actual inner engineering, which teaches about the actual software, we are going to standardize that and have a standardized course in the future. Sparkle one is already a standardized course. So these are special courses that only we can create, because as I mentioned, we work at senior levels, right? So we are the expert. Like we do not go to other people for expertise. We are the experts. That is what we would like to claim here. So you can check these courses. There is demo video everywhere. At the same time, if you want to understand if we are good in concept clearing or concept clarity, please visit our YouTube channel. Like you can see Blue Dragon Actual. Go to this playlist called Concept Made Easy. Go through a couple of videos and see if we are good or not, right? So you need that clarity if you want to go to senior level. If you are targeting 1 CR package, nobody, everybody is clearing exam these days, right? So how can you get to that 1 year package? It is impossible if you follow the usual path, right? So your concept has to be very, very clear, right? So that is why that is why this is important. And the probably because most of the actual coaching people, they do not work. So people think that I am also not working. No, I'm not. I'm not jobless. I'm working at a very senior level. I lead a team and I head a team basically. And so that is how it is. I have to solve doubts of my junior employees as well. Along with that, I have to deliver on revenue, on projects and other things, right? So these are, like, as I keep on saying, actual papers are just bare minimum that you have to do and complete in your actual career. But in order to be exceptional even among those actuaries, then you need clarity of concept, which is very rare to find in today's actuaries. So focus on that, and I hope you are going to do well in the field of actuary. See you in future videos.